Hey, today I want to show you how to do this brick pattern. It's going to look like this when we're done, and it really looks like stacked bricks. It's really nice. And it's really easy if you have a little bit of a problem choosing colors, because all you do is you choose a neutral shade for the edging, and then you just pick one color and you do nuances inside of that color. So it's really easy. It comes out pretty nice no matter how which nuance you choose. And yeah, that's it. Let's do this. The yarn I'm using is this, and I wouldn't recommend using the dark green that I have here because it would compete for etchings with the dark brown that I'm using for the edge here. So choose the lighter colors for the stone or whatever, and then a darker color for the edge. So for every 10 you chain when you start, you're gonna get one stone and then a half. But you're going to get one stone per 10 on the first row. After this, do not chain one to turn, and then do one crochet in each all the way to the other side. When you're back at the beginning, take a different color, your contrasting color for these stones, and pull that through. Now chain one and turn. Now you're going to do one single crochet in the first stitch. Then one half double crochet in the next. Now you're going to do 5 double crochet in the next 5, meaning 1 in each, not 5 in 5. And here it's really good if you are very cautious of going into the stitch, meaning underneath the V, rather than underneath the entire post, if you will, on the double crochet. Because this pattern does not lay completely flat, so it's really important that your fabric is very even and has the same tension all throughout. After the 5, you're going to do one half double crochet and then a single crochet. Now, I said before that for every 10 you're going to get 1, and now we've only done 9 stitches. So we're going to have to finish this by doing a chain 1, and then skipping the next stitch on the foundation chain. In the next one, you're going to do a single crochet, and then you're going to continue by doing the 1 single crochet, a half double crochet, 5 double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And then you're going to finish off with chaining 1. And while you do the chain 1s, you're going to get sort of a space that has less green in it, and then at the end you're going to end with 1 single crochet and then a chain 1. And the chain 1 you're going to use to turn with, even though you used it to skip 1 earlier. Now you're going to do the same thing again, backwards. Meaning, so yeah, that was what you shouldn't do. You saw me sort of go underneath the stitch, and that would just make a big hole, and it will make the tension different. So I try to not do it, but I am also one of these people who do that a lot, because it's just easier to get into that space rather than underneath the actual stitch. But in this row, you're just going to do exactly the same as you did on the first row of the green. And of course, when you do this, it's the first row sort of makes it, or the second row of the green sort of makes it sort of bubble and curl and stuff, but it's going to flatten out when we move on. But right now it really does look like it is going to not lay very flat, but it will. And of course keep counting, even though it's really boring to count your stitches, but it really helps. And yeah, it's just easier to do that especially because this pattern you can't really screw it up with the stitch count. So when you get to here, you're going to also do your chain 1 over the chain 1 on the previous stitch. But as I was saying, this pattern, you really have to do it correctly for all the stone to sort of line up, because we're going to do this row and then we're going to do the row on top of it, which is going to be shifted a half stone to the left or to the right. And that's just not going to look good if your stitch count is off, which makes this pattern a little bit harder than normal patterns. But when you're going to do the next row of etchings, you're doing 1 single crochet in each stitch of the first 9, meaning that you're going to get to the chain space, or the chain spaces. In here you're going to do a double crochet, and you're going to do it into the stitch underneath the 2 chain spaces that you did before. And please pull this up as much as possible, because otherwise, again, you're going to get weird tension and it's going to buckle when you're done. So you can now finish your double crochet and then continue. The next stitch is further back than you would imagine. So again, you really need to get the right stitch count in this, and the next stitch after you've done your double crochet on this row is going to be behind where you think it might be. So this would be the end of the double crochet, and then the next one is sort of, it almost feels as if it lays underneath the double crochet that we just did. At the edge here, you're just going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. When you're done with that, change to the next color. I like to change by doing the last yarn over and pull through with the new color. This makes it very sort of clean at the edge. Now we're going to do half a brick, and we do that by chaining 2. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet, meaning half of our 5 double crochet on a normal stone. Then you'll step down by doing a half double crochet. And then you'll do a single crochet. And again, you're just going to chain 1 and skip 1. So here we are, we're just going to do a normal stone by doing 1 single crochet, then the half double crochet, then 5 double crochet, a half double crochet, a single crochet, and then a chain 1 and skip 1. So basically the same from now on. The only thing that's a little bit difficult is the half stone at the edge. And because we now have the 1/2 at the beginning of the row, we want the other half at the end of the row. But because we did 2 of the 5 double crochet, we're going to do 3 double crochet at the other edge. This also means that the chain 2 is not counting as a double crochet. So it's going to look like this, hopefully. We have the top of a stone directly on top of this vertical bar that we have with our etchings. And we have half a stone at the edge. Now chain 2 again, and go back and do a double crochet every time you have a double crochet underneath, and vice versa. Every time you have a half, you're going to do a half, and every time you have a single crochet, you're going to do a single crochet in it. So basically the same as we did on the other colored row. Now, to carry on, we have the yarn for the edging. And I didn't cut mine off because I know I'm going to do a edging around the piece afterwards. But if you want to just leave the raw edges, I think it would look nice. I don't think that would be a problem. But if you want to do that, you need to cut your yarn so you can sew in the ends afterwards. But we're going to do the same thing here as we did last time we did an edging row. Just every time we get to a chain space, we're going to do a double crochet into the edging row beneath it. It's going to look like this when we're done, and I really think it's a fun pattern to do. It's a little bit challenging because you really need to have the right stitch count. You can't really fudge it. I did an edging on the whole piece with my with the same yarn that I did for the rest of the edges, and for this I just want you to remember that a double crochet has 2 single crochet on the vertical side, so it's 2 single crochet high, and a single crochet is 1 single crochet high. It's basically square, and again you really need the right stitch count, and of course do a chain 2 at the edgings to make that square, or as square as crochet can be. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next Friday.